I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Oh, what the hell? Oh, he killed me.
I'm getting brutally slaughtered.
No, that was an accident. No, that was an accident. That was an accident. Oh, was that a triple collapse? Get up! No! Ah! No! Get up! Get up! No! Oh! No! Why this happened to me? Oh! What did I do? It's an accident. Oh, what? What? Why? Why? What? I hate this game. I freaking hate this game. Oh, I fell. I did the water bucket thing. I did the water bucket thing.
Nice.
Don't touch him. No!
Last Pokemon left, and our full team still with us. The nerves were high, but seeing that it was a Torkoal gave us some relief.
Torkoal. I changed to the wrong guy. Hydro pump the hell out of him. Let's go!
Just like that, we defeated the champion of the Hoenn region in our first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke. Yo. Wait, why didn't the reminder go out for... Let me just put the reminder out. Gomen nasai. The reminder didn't go out on Discord. The bond for the reminders is a bit off today. Anyway. What is up, Mac? You're good? Awesome. No, don't put your Squidward in... No, don't, please don't do that. What's up? Okay. Let's see. So I have a bunch of videos you guys sent me. Bruh, indeed. What's up, doctor? Goodbye. What, you came here for the points and you're leaving me? I think we'll have time to watch more videos, so if you guys want to send more videos, that works out. You just got Pong. Yeah, I did it manually. I don't know why it wasn't working. What's up, Chi? How you doing? How's school been? I've been good, Mac. I've been good. Alright, I have to read all this stuff. Notifications. Alright, let's watch videos. Nathan sent me a bunch of memes on TikTok. We got a bunch of memes on TikTok, and then we got what's it called? Might as well put some chill music or something for now. And then we got some like YouTube videos that who sent this? I don't remember. I could check. That Cortez and Ethan sent, and yeah, you guys could send more. I think we'll have time to go through more. So it's gonna be like 2 hours probably. So yeah. Anyway, I just realized. Wait, this music thing, you guys don't hear it, huh? Oh, that's weird. Okay, I gotta fix that. Fix Stream Deck audio music. Sorry. Okay. No worries. Let's go through the stuff. That's actually a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, Johnny, what's up?
So I'm on a flight, and we're going through a storm, and all of a sudden the plane lights up like a Christmas tree. Just, pew! Here's the thing, planes get struck by lightning a lot, and because the fuselage forms something called a Faraday cage, it means it doesn't shock the people inside, so we're good. Fun fact, that doesn't make it less startling. So the lightning hits, and the thunder...
I don't like when people talk like that. I'm gonna send a last minute minute. Okay, school's been boring. Aw. But you know, just have to get through it. True. I put one? Okay. Vibin'? I'm vibing too. But I just realized that my sound effects, you guys can't hear them with my new settings. It just makes me sad. So I'm gonna have to find I'm gonna have to find a way to add the sound effects back in. This whole time, the past like week, I think, I've been trying to use the side effects and the sound effects, and they weren't working.
Cracks and people start screaming, but I've been in a plane crash and had a plane struck by lightning before, so I'm used to it. So I just look up into the heavens and go, come on, don't tease me. And that's when the guy sitting across the aisle from me looked over at me like I was the scariest part of this plane ride. And he looks over at me and goes, does this happen to you a lot? And I unfortunately looked back and went, too much. That's when a lot of eyes turned to me and I realized, oh no, they're thinking about tossing me to save the plane. My plane got
I don't like that. This is why I don't like TikTok, because of videos like this. Oh my god. Let's put some background music. I don't know. Put it real low. Just have some background music. I had making nuggets for lunch. Bruh. Okay.
struck by lightning.
No, I don't want to hear his voice again. Jesus Christ. Okay, next one. What is this?
And I learned something.
Wait,
this is what I learned.
Never leave
saw
your
this
fucking
one.
gear alone at home with your best friend, especially when the fucking retard is a Marine.
We saw this one. Like, the
Because
other
there's this
day.
shit. And when you pull the fucking thing out,
He put crayons in it. We saw this the other day. Nah, I'll just leave this lo-fi playlist because it's copyright. Wait, I think it's copyright free. You could send yours anyway. Jesus. What the hell?
This would be a brilliant Halloween prank
This guy
at
Irish?
your grandparents' house. Your grandfather will shite the fucking arthritis right out of his arse. Or he'll probably think, oh,
Are you actually
Oh,
Irish or are you
fuck.
American?
I think I wasn't supposed to burst until next week.
That
It's your grandparents.
That was a better TikTok. Oh my god, I already know I'm not gonna like this one. Why did Nathan send these weird TikToks? 2 massive lightning strikes with thunder. The vibrations were bad enough that we could literally feel it. Hit near my house this morning. Then my entire family, except me, I was already awake, got forcibly awoken. Jesus, everyone's okay though, right? Jesus, that sounds terrible. Nathan weird? He's doing it on purpose. I think he's doing it on purpose.
You know what I'm talking about. Last night I made a perfectly normal, innocent video,
Like, why is he sending this British random guy?
right? And all you Americans, your
Right.
mind was in the gutter. Last night I made a video introducing
He sent this the other day too.
you guys over in America to Squirty Cream, that's what we call it. And everyone was going, oh, Squirty! And I googled it and you went too far. You went too far with it, yeah? Get your mind out the gutter. I mean, I can't even have any now. Because it feels wrong to have Squirty Cream in my mouth, doesn't it? I'm gonna say the name of this out loud and you're not gonna laugh. I'm talking to you Americans, yeah? Don't laugh.
Squirty
Don't.
Cream.
Redeem yourselves. You ready? Squirty Cream. Squirty Cream. No. Y'all
Good
need
looking guy,
Jesus.
bro.
Y'all need Jesus. Yeah?
Oh, this is so cringe, bro. I'm cringing. It was perfectly fine, just really loud and vibrated it a lot. Yeah, that does sound pretty cray-cray. We don't... I also get from time to time here in New York, but... Thankfully not really, really loud, usually. To forcibly awake. I've never woke up from, like, outside noises, personally.
Yeah? Get your mind out the gutter. Y'all need Jesus.
Gutter.
What have you got to say for yourself, huh? Huh?
Gutter! Get your mind out of the gutter!
Don't you dare fucking laugh.
That's how Australians talk
Hey,
too,
blind
right,
duet
Jack?
this. Don't you dare fucking laugh.
Blind duet? Why would you laugh? That's cool, bro. Oh. That's a good one, bro. That's funny. That's actually funny. That's funny. I need Nathan to please God Monkey for me. Lol. Please? Him. Y'all need Jesus. Me, I have Satan. I'm fine. Thanks. Gutta. Gutta. Yeah, I don't know. She and Johnny can probably do. Gutta. Australia. I don't know. I don't know accents. You see, this is.
Oh,
I'm
good.
equally as cringe.
It's you again.
There is a naked fat man using a telephone in my bathroom, staring
hot.
right at me.
Can you describe the man?
Oh, I can describe him all right in a word: ugly as hell. He's an ugly
It's not a
son
word.
bitch. He looks like a hungry blobfish. He got chocolate smeared all over his lips, his red eyes, red like the devil. Fucking slob. Oh, he looks crazy. Oh, hey, I just shook my fist at him. He's shaking his right back at me.
I don't know. When they're too fake, they're just so blah to me. Oh, it's gutta. What accent do you think Australia? What do you mean, do I think? I have been to Australia. Okay. I don't know. I haven't been to Australia, but I've gone to Japan, and I've met Australians in Japan, and they have like, it's close to British, but it's not British. I don't know. I can't do any accent except American because that's my accent. But
Hold on, I'm gonna headbutt you, you son of a bitch!
You don't want to do that, sir.
Oh, that's twat
Probably
sucker
like-
headbutted me back.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm bleeding. But I fucked him up. His
Oh,
goddamn
I know you guys say tomato. Tomato. That's all I
face
know.
is
That's all I
shattered.
remember. Australians are drunk Brits.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello?
Is that
Mr.
true?
911.
Oh, good. It's you again.
What do you call two guys from Mexico playing basketball? I don't know. 1-on-1.
What do you call your dad at the door? Hallucination.
It's so cringe. Jesus, TikToks are so freaking cringe.
Alright, I do love me a good old slice of pizza every
Ew.
once in a while. That might be a little bit too much ranch, though. What in tarnation? Alright.
Alright, that's kind of funny. Bro. Tomato.
Gas is built up under its skin. This is why you should never.
Oh my god. Why do they all use the ear? You know, this has existed for years now, right? This it's called AirPods. You could use them in your ears. Why do they all use this thing? It's Yo, what's up, guys? It's Chris. What's up, Chris? You like the thing I added on the top left? It says, Go Tricks, man. How's life? No Pokemon? No, every Saturday is watching videos you guys send me stream. Or something. What in tarnation?
Never touch a dead whale. And listen
Jesus, you see, this is why. Like, is that supposed to be funny? He's like swallowing the
Because you
mic.
never know when you'll come across one of these. So this is a dead whale right here. And it just exploded. Yeah. The reason this happens is because when the whale dies, a bunch of gas is built up under.
I hate this. It's like, bro. Imagine getting your news and knowledge from TikTok. Jesus.
Its skin. The whale ends up looking like this. Yes, this is a dead whale before it explodes. This explosion is no joke. Like, this girl is in danger. Not to mention, they are supposed to smell awful when they explode. Thank me if you ever come across a dead whale. This is
Like,
why you should.
Why do I need to know that piece of information? You know what I mean? Tomato. Wait, so is it tomato or termato? All I know is that it's stupid and you have to say tomato, okay? Just kidding. My chihuahua can speak with an English accent. I don't hear him.
Hello.
That's kind of funny. He's like,
Hello.
the TikToks are done. It's both? Oh. A bunch of glasses. Basically, Australian English is too improper for British, but much properer. Nice. Oh, I got him. Oh my god, guys. Oh, like yesterday and today, I found this application, which just is insane. You could do so much with it. It's gonna be cool. The coming like weeks, I'm gonna implement. I have to learn it, and you guys will see for the stream. It'll be really cool. It's gonna look more or like it'll just be more fun, I think. But yeah, it's a surprise, I guess. Basically, Australian English is too improper for British, but much properer in comparison to American English. But American English, yeah, I can't really argue with that. I don't like chihuahuas. Yeah, me neither. Chihuahuas are just useless beings. Hello. You haven't pronounced it correctly once. Tomato. Oh yeah, you guys pronounce T's. I forgot. Tomato. That's right? Who does? They're exactly. British versus America was the topic in Japan. Australian English is British English on crack. I don't know. They didn't seem very different to me. It's like it sounded like a southern accent in America, maybe. I don't know.
Hello, class. My name is Mrs. Puff, and the only reason I say that is because I see we have a new...
Didn't we watch this last week? Jesus. It was almost the same, right?
Young
yeah.
man, why
That's what I
don't you
feel like.
stand up and introduce yourself?
You guys pronounce
Who is she
these,
talking to?
What? Okay. You people, excuse me, Chi? I'm just joking. Look, alright? Alright? What is this word to you? Okay, what is this word? What does this word mean? Okay?
Water.
Okay? In American, we say water. Yeah, it's a D. Okay, it sounds like a D. But in British...
Water.
Water! You don't even have an R. This is what you're saying. Water. Water. That's literally what you're saying. Water. Alright? So, well, I mean Australian, sorry, it's the same, you know. British English is this. So like, you guys screwed up first, okay?
Who is that?
You. Y'all forget that I'm Australian. This is all wrong. No, I know you're Australian. That's why I singled you and Chi out, like you and Mate Rules out specifically. Tuesday, yeah. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Isn't it? Right? Like Tuesday. Tuesday. Exactly, bro. Tuesday. See? Tuesday. I think there's even a meme. Maybe there isn't. It's Tuesday. And you see, there is a meme. It's Tuesday. White people Twitter, what the hell? Alright. Yeah. No one knows how to speak proper English. Proper, not even British people, okay? Alright? Because then you got something like this. I don't even know if
British
this word
people be like, it's Tuesday, innit?
You say it's Tuesday, innit? Water. See, we have two Australians saying it completely different. We got water and water. A drink. I guess that's better. Oh. Water. We say Tuesday. Yeah, exactly. Not Tuesday.
You're not going to be like...
Tuesday. I don't know. Ooh,
You're not going to be
Pokemon
like,
name.
it's Tuesday and it's... Yeah, Tuesday.
Exactly. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Exact. Oh, because Unova region was based off Britain, right? What the hell? Dick riding girl commented on something. Okay. Let's see what this next one.
Tell the class your name. Don't be nervous.
Hey man, why don't you shut up? Shut up talking to me. I don't even know you, man. You like a big brown buttery bagel, baby. Ugly ass lady. Get out my face, man.
Baby.
We just want to know your name.
It's just what it is. I don't give no fuck about none of that. I want to know why you look like an eclair. You look like an eclair.
Wait, you know if I was...
Get your partially peeled potato looking ass back. You look like a potato somebody started peeling and then just put back down. I don't want to peel the rest of that.
Stupid.
Oh, great. Another genius.
They actually put him in, like, nicely. It looks pretty real. Galar was based on...
Oh, great.
Videos on Discord?
You built like a big
There's
ass
an order.
O. You built like the letter O. You can't even hear shit. You ain't got no ears. You can't even hear them laughing at you, can it?
None of them have ears.
Yo, ain't like you full of raspberry filling. Ugly ass lady. You like a Krispy Kreme donut.
Krispy Kreme donut.
Krispy Kreme donut built in.
This is so dumb, bro. This is so dumb. Top hours, I think Nathan is winning this one. Jesus! Wait, can I even watch this on on Twitch? I don't know if I could watch this on Twitch. Jesus Christ. Oh, I know who sent this. Cortez sent this, I think. Alright, see you, Chi. Thanks for popping in. What, Johnny? What is this? Yeah, she's not in a hot tub, so I don't know if I could watch this. I'm not even joking. This is a bit sus. We'll watch the interview though. I look, these are videos you guys sent me, okay? Alright, this is not something that I'm... You guys send me this stuff, okay? Took his vape, acting like he can't breathe. Just make sure you send me TOS friendly stuff, which I don't even really know what is TOS friendly, but... Cortez said that this was funny. So let's watch it.
Was like a huge distraction for me. I would like go to hit the keys on the keyboard and like I'd have shit in my way. Like I literally can't function with this. And I'm just like hitting the keys and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a song about cows.
Why does she have French fries? I lose brain cells every time I stream. Let me make myself a little bigger. Jesus, I need to shave.
I've had intention of making like meme music that would maybe reach a wider audience, that would make people go, what the hell is this? I should share this.
I'm your remaining
I've
brain
totally
cell.
thought that shit that I made would go viral, but that
we'll
wasn't
see
really
your video.
the idea behind this.
Then I'll
I was
decide
just
on
like fucking around. I made the song and the video in one day. I was sweaty as fuck. It was gross. I was just in bed, wig off, had makeup on.
What is that
just
outfit?
Covered in grease and French fry dust and oil, and just it wasn't pleasant, but the end result was great. I think that it's kind of a break for everybody. I feel like artists have been taking themselves.
What is this? For those that don't know. Hey, what's up, Justin? For those that don't know, Doja Cat. Well, this song, Moo, it's literally a song that goes, Moo, okay? The whole song is Moo, 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 Moo. And then Genius is where the artists come and explain how they came up with the lyrics. Listen, Justin, what did you walk into? Okay, see you chatting. Here, this will explain it.
Really seriously, and the climate right now is kind of like, it's kind of uptight. Everyone's pretty sensitive right now. I think people do need humor, like especially in this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I'm not a cat. I don't say meow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I go moo. 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 If I'm making a song about cows, my name is Doja Cat. I gotta acknowledge that. Before making.
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Can you guys send like normal videos to watch? What is this?
Making this song, I've thought about changing my name for sure. But there is no way in hell that I'll ever be Doja Cow. Bitch, I'm too smooth. I'm not in the mood.
I'm not in the mood to watch this
moves.
video. Jesus.
Trying to make moves.
It is catchy though, and she actually can kind of sing, which is surprising. Well, because a lot of the artists that come to Genius and like sing their lyrics and explain them just don't know how to sing.
Just like everybody wants to make some moves, I'm just making moves. You know, I don't have to tell you what the moves are, but just know.
I don't have to tell you what the moves are.
Got milk,
Jesus.
bitch. Got beef. Got
Wow, I want to see what the comments are.
steak hoe. Got cheese. If anyone makes a cow song, they have to say got milk. I think I was forced to say that shit subconsciously.
The only rapper who
Grade
speaks
A-ho,
normally.
Nylene. Give me A1 sauce, please. These heifers got nothing on me. Stakes high, need a side of collard greens. Cash rules everything around me. Ice cream, ice cream. Ooh, that was so good.
There we go, I
When
sent
we
a
came
video.
up with
Okay,
that one, I
cool.
was like, bitch, cream? It's dairy. Gotta add it in there. It's dairy. That's the only lyric I think I know of Wu-Tang, like ever. I'm like 22, mind you. You a calf, bitch. You my daughter. I ain't bothered. Get slaughtered. got the methane. I'm a father.
What?
It's kind of political and shit. You know?
It's political? Bro, I don't know if I'm like... I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay. She literally said in her song, "You're a calf. You're my daughter."
Lauded. Got the meth order. It's kind of political and shit. You know, I got a little political in it. Allegedly, cows are farting right now, and they are ruining the ozone. This is not helping, and me eating this, don't do what I'm doing.
I think that's actually kind of true. Cows, gas, greenhouse gas or emissions or something. Like they eat the grass and then they fart it out. Cattle are the #1 agricultural source of greenhouse gases worldwide. Each year, a single cow will belch about 220 pounds of methane. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that like crazy? Emissions from livestock account for about 14.5% of total greenhouse gas emissions globally. Sheesh, that's a lot, sounding like a lot. You're losing brain cells? Yeah, me too, bro. Welcome back. Where's the hello button? Oh, you guys can't even hear the sound effects. I've been pressing them.
McDonald's.
No
and they
can
treat
hear
me
it. I have
real
to fix
good.
that.
It's an honor. It kind of goes two ways, because, you know, McDonald's has cheeseburgers and old McDonald had a farm. And it's kind of hinting to the verse that's coming up. Philly cheesesteak, all in that.
She sounds like she's so proud of herself. Jesus. All right. Okay. Let's watch this at 1.5 times.
Chili cheese fries as a starter. Got the steroids keeping me stronger. Old McDonald had a farm. I give him a city trying to keep him calm. I'm just trying to turn up in the country. I ain't in the city because they ain't got lawns. Sucking niggas niggas some E-I-O. I don't know what song, still don't know what song that's from. I just know that I saw a Vine the other day.
What? What is this? This is like a joke, right? She doesn't know Old McDonald had a farm?
And some like Indian girl was with her mom. She was like, suck a nigga this song. And her mom was like, suck a nigga nigga. And then she was like, suck a nigga nigga song. And her mom was like, suck a what? And I pulled it from there. I knew it was from a rap.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. Who is this? Doja Cat. All right, you gotta hear her song. All right, she has some amazing music. Okay. Excuse me. All right, I gotta put this on Bing, unfortunately. But this is the song she's talking about. I know everyone is dying to hear it. Okay. And there's an ad. You'll hear it in a second. People telling farmers our states are awful and the worst. It's like they like to forget where they live. It's really that dumb. Yeah. E-I-O-U. This is the song. I'm not gonna show the music video because I don't think it's Twitch friendly, but she's like half naked and saying moo with boobies in the background. Bitch, I'm a cow. That's the song. It's actually catchy, I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty catchy song. Okay, it's a catchy song. It's a catchy song. Our states are off on the rest. It's like they like to forget where they live.
A rap song. I just don't remember
You're
which
Sonic?
song it was.
Wait, why are you
Shitting on
Sonic?
the bitches, only thing I know. Tipping on the dick, I see chickens in the pigs. They want to catch us riding dirty with them fiends. I know. The thing about the word tipping, I was like, oh, cow tipping. Like, people cow tip. Like, that's a thing. Let's do it. Everything fell into each pocket so well. I ain't a moose, bitch. Get out my hay. Get out my hay, bitch. Get out my hay. I ain't a moose.
Do moose even go in hay? What? Wait, do moose go into? Do moose go into hay? Moose do not ingest grass hay irrelevant amounts. What? Oh, I guess they eat some hay? Bro, I don't know. That's such a weird thing to say.
Bitch, get out my hay. Get out
Get out my
bitch,
hay.
Get out my hay. People think it's I ain't a moose, bitch, which sounds terrible to me. They think it was amused. I mean, that's good though. I'll give them that. It's good, but I don't like it. Don't change my shit. My milkshake
That sounds
brings all the boys to
terrible
the
to
farm, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I could treat you, but I have to charge. We were
She
gonna be
stole, like,
my
2
milkshake brings all the
songs.
boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better. But we were like, bitch, yard rhymes with farm, low key. My milkshake brings all the boys to the farm, and I like got up. I swear to God, I
Low-key.
danced. I like got up off my bed and sat back down. I was like, bitch, that is genius. I got a cheeseburger. I don't hate vegans. I just don't give a fuck that you're vegan. Stop shoving it down my fucking throat. I don't care.
I'm not
Great what
saying-
you're doing. Thank you for helping cows and the stuff and
You're
the ants and the
welcome.
fucking fruit flies and shit.
I'm a
That's great. Do
vegan.
that. And I'm really happy for you. Keep doing it because I like animals, but I also eat them. So I'm kind of conflicted.
I like animals, but I also eat them, so I'm kind of conflicted. I don't know what to do. Moose don't eat hay like cows. Do they eat twigs and bark and shit? Yeah, I was like, why would she... Like, I never heard of a moose eating hay, but you know. What do I know, right? Alright.
What's
This
up,
is
boys?
from
Don't
Mac.
you love it when you're just scrolling through Twitter one day and you find a thread that's kind of funny, and then somebody makes a joke,
Oh, an
and somebody
actual
under
video?
it misses it, and then there's just a million people saying r/woos, r/woos, r/woos. People do this because they find it funny when somebody misses a joke, and they just lunge at the opportunity to call them out on it, including me, which is why I'm recording this video. I mean, you guys know me. I love calling people out
I
on their
don't
stupid
know you.
mistakes. That's literally the whole point of this channel, dude. Just
guys know
pause
her?
and imagine how much less entertaining my channel would be if I just supported everything and didn't like roast anything. Hey guys, it's me, Dark Dom. Welcome back to another episode of me being nice for 10 minutes, and that's it. I would never, dude. I would never. Anyway, today we're checking out r/whoosh, a subreddit most people are pretty affiliated with. And here's how it goes.
Have you guys heard of r/whoosh? I think I have. I just don't remember what
person makes a
it
joke,
is.
another person misses it. That's it. For this
Oh.
video, I want everybody to comment
Now I
trolled
know-
because
know
that's
what
what
it is.
happens whenever someone comments r/whoosh under your joke. They got trolled. Anyway, boys, with that being said, let's get right into the video. Enjoy. My Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah, I added that look. Voice control. Nope. What? Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Hey, you guys heard that? Isn't that cool?
Review. Had
so
no
dumb.
connection to the last 8 movies, too much music, they made all the characters cats for some reason. You sure you didn't walk into the wrong theater and accidentally watch Cats? No! That sounds exactly like Rise of Skywalker to me. I don't know what this person's talking about, but I believe that they are incorrect. I have a friend who lives just outside Chernobyl in Ukraine. He watched that drama and said he counted
Like my
9
shirt?
historical inaccuracies on one hand. It's
Ow.
a movie and not a documentary. They just completely ignore the fact that this man said 9 historical inaccuracies on one hand. Like, that seems a little bit off to me, but, well, maybe some people just have 9 fingers on one hand. Fire alarm goes off. Teacher, emergency! Kid named NC. Whomst has awakened the Ancient One. There's...
Bro. There's no one named NC. Oh, yeah, bro, that's literally pre-watched.
no kid named NC. LMAO.
That's literally what I would say.
What do you mean? NC is right there, and he has just emerged. He has emerged from the bushes, and he is now...
I don't like this, because I would be the guy that gets made fun of.
now one with the people of the building. But okay, what teacher just yells emergency when like something happens? Like, shouldn't they say like everybody single file and stay calm, let's
This voice
evacuate the building? No, they just go emergency, everybody scream and run for your life. Barack Obama, have y'all ever seen a pancake on a rabbit? LMAO. This
I'm such an idiot. I was about to check if Obama actually posted that. I'm still gonna check. Have you ever seen a pancake on a rabbit? Why am I the people that he would make fun of? Did he say this? Wait, he didn't say it. What? Jimmy Kimmel. This is not... I guess he never said it.
This is not true. Obama wouldn't post this. That would be so silly. Obama would never post such a thing. He would never do that. Hi. I haven't showered since last decade. It's still 2019. LMAO, you sent it too early. I don't think he's joking, bro. I think that this man has genuinely not showered since 2010. Honestly, I don't know whether to be disgusted or impressed. Hey everyone, remember that Christmas is in
Ooh, that Odd Ones Out is awesome.
1 month.
I don't know
if you
guys
haven't
watch
gone
it.
Christmas shopping yet, remember to do that.
I used to watch him. I don't
It's
really
today.
watch him anymore.
Oh no, or Odd Ones Out. He's seems to be a bit late on his Christmas shopping. Well,
I don't know. It's weird when you like point out the sarcastic jokes. Like if someone is making a sarcastic joke, like a dumb joke, and you point it out, it's like, bruh, you just ruined it. Like if I was like, guys, what would I say? Guys, 2 more followers, and we reach our goal of 2 million followers. And then someone's like, but I only have 400 followers. Then I would be like that's just, I don't know.
I wish.
No, that's kind of funny, right? Maybe. But then you have someone like pointing out, bro, obviously it's not. He doesn't have. Jesus, I can't explain it.
Wish you luck, man. You have like 2 hours before your family gets here, and you have to get all the presents. So, good luck, man. I wish you the best. You can speed run the mall trip. I bet you can do that. I'd upvote this twice if I could. Downvote, then upvote for secret plus 2 votes. No.
That's
Say it
funny.
starts at 10. Downvote makes it 9. Upvoting makes it 11. Total change is only +1 from start. Wow, look at this math guru over here, people. What a math guy. Total change.
Reddit is
only
Reddit is
+1
weird.
from start. Wow, look
at that. They all downvoted him, but they don't understand that this guy could have been even more sarcastic than this guy. So this guy says, I'd upvote this twice, right? Downvote, then upvote. No, say it starts at 10. Downvote makes 9. Upvoting makes 11. Oh no, wait. He's not being sarcastic. No.
Look at this math guru over here, people. What a math guy. This guy's
what's
just so
Dark
good
Dog?
at math. I bet this is the
guy's
kid who
name?
said 9 + 10 = 21. This is just him all grown up, just correcting people in Reddit posts. You have failed the English exam.
okay.
Impossible. It's impossible. Oh my god. It's almost like the person was making a joke about them not being able to spell and that therefore failing the English exam, man. But there's no way that was the joke. That would be ridiculous. You're probably right. Will you remember me in 6 seconds? Sorry, who is this? Me, but will you remember me in 6 seconds? I was trying to do a joke, lol. That's kind of tough. They were just like hoping the joke would go, and then it didn't, and then it was awkward, and just kind of sitting in silence like, you know what? Let's just move on to the next conversation. We can just forget this ever happened. Yo,
that's a
you hear
good
the one
joke.
about the airplane? No. It'd probably go over your head. I'm pretty smart. Try me. Are you sure about that?
It'd go over your head. Do you guys get it?
Because I think that people who are smart would have probably got that joke, and you, my wonderful lady, did not. So, I would think again. Vaccine Education Network, Natural Health Anti-Vax Community.
Ooh,
I could get in a lot of trouble
political.
for telling you this, but it's actually the lollipops we give you after the vaccines where we hide all the toxins. What a moron! He's actually admitting that they are toxins! Oh my god. Dude, I don't understand. People just are so stupid. They're like, ha! We
That's
got it!
funny.
He admitted it! This is how the PS4 is gonna look like. TF? PS4 have already came out, and it looks like this. Wow, what a smart guy. You really showed him, man. Nice job. You're the smart guy here. Yo, Beethoven! You suck! And he just keeps on playing. It's like you didn't even hear him, you know? Why even bother roasting him? It's not like he can hear you anyway. Yeah, man, just block out the haters. Everyone should learn to be like Beethoven.
I don't know. It's the same joke over and over. I get it, bro. I get it. 5 minutes of that was enough. Gomen nasai. I'm sorry, but that was enough. It wasn't that funny to me.
This time I would wager in all of your living memories, I now am proud to present to you the life and times of Ernest Miller Hemingway in approximately 3.5 minutes. Go! Born in Chicago in 1899, son of a physician and a musician, reasonably uneventful childhood, decided to...
Wait, the music is a bit loud. Ugh, it sounds like I'm about to fall asleep.
study journalism, enlisted with the Red Cross during World War I, got blown up in Milan and spent 6 months in hospital with severe shrapnel wounds in both legs. Fell in love with a nurse, they decided to get married. He came home to prepare, she stayed there and ditched him for an Italian soldier, which initiated a lifelong pattern
Why do I
of
feel like
rejecting
I've heard
women
this
before they had a chance to reject him. Take note,
All right.
Maddie. Got a job
See
as
ya,
a
bro.
foreign
Enjoy the
correspondent,
party.
fell in love
I
with
hope
his
the
roommate's
surgery
sister,
went well.
married her and moved to Paris. They hung out out with Gertrude Stein. They kicked it with Pablo Picasso. He started writing in earnest, no pun intended. Moved to Toronto, had a kid, moved back to Paris, published a couple of books, cheated on his wife, got divorced, married the other woman, converted to Catholicism. Cut his head open after pulling on a cord thinking he was flushing a toilet and instead ripped a skylight from the roof and smashed it onto his face. Moved to Kansas City, had another kid.
Isn't Hemingway the author guy? What did he write? Oh, Ernest Hemingway. He wrote The Old Man. He was a great writer. I remember his books. I loved The Old Man and the Sea. What? I know his name, but I feel like I've read nothing of it. This sounds familiar. Kilimanjaro. What is his most famous song? The puppet looks like Smooth.
His dad committed suicide.
Kind of
He shot a lot of bears for some reason. Had a car accident, had another kid, went to Africa to kill some wild animals and got dysentery. Karma. Published another book, moved to Cuba.
What an interesting
shot
life.
himself in the leg whilst aiming at a shark. Cheated on
What
his
the
wife,
hell?
got divorced, married the other woman, published For Whom the Bell Tolls, sold 500,000 copies
He
in
should
a
make a
couple of months
movie
and
out
got
of his
nominated
life.
for a Pulitzer Prize. Cheated on his wife, got divorced, married the other woman, became the self-appointed leader of a band of village militia outside of Paris, and was subsequently brought up on charges for contravening the Geneva Convention and got away with it like a fucking champion.
Did he really do all this? How many times was Ernest Hemingway married? Oh, he was married 4 times. Jesus. My uncle is catching up to that. What was it? What's his most famous? Ernest Hemingway most famous book. Oh, it's just showing me the stuff. Best book, The Old Man and the Sea. Okay, yeah, I've never read him. Oopsies.
Moved back to Cuba and spent most of his spare time on his boat, tracking Nazi U-boats with a machine gun and a pile of hand grenades. I am not making this shit up! Had a few more car accidents, 3 more concussions, got clawed while playing with a lion. Got depressed, drank, got fat, published a couple more books, went back to Africa to shoot some more wild animals, and barely survived 2 separate plane crashes in the space of 24 hours. Winding up with a fractured skull, internal bleeding, cracked spine, ruptured liver, first-degree burns, and a paralyzed sphincter muscle. Come on!
Did I do?
Won a Nobel Prize, had a file opened on him by J. Edgar Hoover, left a bunch of shit in a safe in Cuba, and moved to Idaho, paranoid that the feds were following him, which they were because he spent most of the 1940s working for the KGB. Again, not making this shit up. Suffered from hepatitis, nephritis, hypertension,
The guy
hemochromatosis,
using the puppet is
anemia,
mad
and
good.
impotence. Karma. Got committed, received way too much electroconvulsive
That's what
therapy, and
Dido
came
means?
out all fucked up, started hinting at suicide, so immediately got recommitted, received another couple of months worth of electroconvulsive therapy, got released, put both barrels of his favourite 12-gauge shotgun into his mouth, and blew his fucking head off. What a guy!
Wait, he killed himself? Ernest Hemingway. Death? He died in 61? Shotgun to the head. He killed himself accidentally while cleaning the weapon. Jeez. Oh, he was 61. Jesus Christ, bro. This man had another life. Are you guys gonna send more videos? Because if not, stream's gonna end. Or I might just watch Pokemon. Damn it, I forgot what it was called. But Pokemon related stuff. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I think there's some Play FNUF. Nah, this is just watching videos stream for now. FNAF Friday Night Funkin'. If you guys don't send any more videos, maybe I will play a game actually. Oh, Friday Night Funkin' sounds good. Oh, this music's making me tired. You know what? I haven't played it in a long time. Give me 1 sec. Okay. I'll play 1 round, okay, while waiting. You could just play it. There's like an online thing. Jesus, they have so many versions. Just want to do 1 song. Oh yeah, KBH, right. KBH Games FNAF. I don't want to play too much of it. I don't mind playing the bass version. I just want to do 1 song before Justin, other people send more music. Jesus, I only played this game once.
Getting freaky on a Friday night yet?
Hey, it's Saturday night though. Is it too loud for you guys? I feel like it's loud. I lowered it a bit. Should we donate? What's the story? Is it okay now? I wanna do 1 specific thing. I don't remember the one that had like the best song. It might have been MILF. I don't remember. No, I don't got what it takes. It's just arrows, right? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I'm on the right. I suck. I feel like there's a delay. Ah! Hey, Cortez. What's up? You know, I've been pressing the hello button and it hasn't been working. We watched your videos. There are no videos in queue, so you could send more videos now. On Discord. Also, if it's too loud, let me know, please. Hey! Perfect timing. We just finished the song. The Google. Another Randy video? Oh my god. That's fine. Dark mode, baby. Okay, I'll watch the whole thing. How you doing, though, Cortez?
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Jesus, what? No, I'm not promising that I'll watch the whole thing. I'm sorry. 21 minutes and 12 seconds? Watch some of it.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Walking to Sky, Chapter 1. I bought a bookshelf on Gumtree recently.
He's like a stand-up comedian. Not much for stand-up comedy. Sorry.
It was an amazing experience. I'll quickly tell you about it and then I'll read the book. But I found it strange because it made me start to think about the way like our methods of communication have sort of changed.
You did miss Doja Cat. We watched the Genius. That was a good video to send. The Genius was just so dumb, bro. The video we only watched a little bit in the beginning because I don't know if it's Twitch friendly, but you could watch the replay. You have to watch the thing, bro. It's 21 minutes, bro.
changed over the years. You know, in the old days, if you wanted to,
If we don't have any
you
other
just go
videos
see
to watch, don't worry.
Gareth, the bookshelf guy, because he was the dude in your tribe that made the bookshelves. He had a little bookshelf cave. He was reputable. Now,
Reputable.
that bastard can sell their shit on Gumtree. You know what I mean?
What is Gumtree? I've never heard of Gumtree. Gumtree. You could sell books on Gumtree? I'm just gonna assume that's what it is.
Able to cope with knowing and gossiping about around like 100 or 150 people.
You said what?
That's
Okay.
like the limit of our tribe. Any more than that, it
Tribe.
starts to get confusing, which is why we created abstract constructs like territories and deities to unite larger groups of people under an imaginary common factor. And it works a treat because we only really gather
It
en masse on
works.
special occasions. But I
Does
think
it
with
really?
social media and it's fucking all that up, you know. I don't think we're able to deal with the thousands of people we're connected to on a daily basis, and as a result, we neglect our immediate 150. You know, that's why I never get invited to parties anymore. It's not because I ramble on about veganism and fisting old ladies.
Fisting old ladies. I thought I was the only one that does that.
It's because I'm not on Facebook and everybody just assumes you are. I am so
Assumes you are.
births, deaths, and marriages of my friends that I feel like the time traveler's wife every time I go to a party. I'm like, this is Tim, he's our son, he's 6 now. Fucking didn't even know you were pregnant. Anyway, and you know smartphones aren't that great. You know that, right? They're not that great. You don't need the internet in your pocket. You work at Coles, okay? You're not working...
Is the volume okay for everything, guys?
You don't need it. You don't need that much information. And also, what was the point of developing opposable thumbs for you to take a photo of
Thumbs?
your head, post it on the internet, and then just stand by for validation? No one gives a fuck about your head. They'll only validate it in order to gain permission.
Yeah, I don't know.
to post a photo of their-
I'm not too into this. Justin. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know. It's not my type of humor. My type of humor is like, bam. Like Norm Macdonald had a farm. Okay, that's some funny stuff. Justin, it's 20 minutes. I can't, bro. And the British accent is killing me, bro. We're Americans. We have to hear that American accent. You see, this is
that
funny.
clock is set at 10 past 10, and that's because this guy drinks like a fish, and we want to remember, you know, remind him how to drive. You're supposed to put your hands at 10 and 2. Did you know that?
No.
That's all very true. You never heard that?
No.
You never heard tell of that?
Tell of that.
You never heard tell of that?
You know, nobody says that anymore. You never heard tell of that?
Because we have a thing here in the United States where you go and talk in front of the president. You do.
Okay, this is not the best video, but he's funny.
To the president. To the president and a bunch of press people. It's like a roast. Yeah, you never heard?
Norm Macdonald is fun. Unsubscribe, bro. A racist. Y'all suck. McDonald had a farm. I keep him a titty trying to keep him calm. Yeah, that was mad weird, bro. Unsubscribe. I'm fine. Bro, I'm sorry. Okay, listen. Do you not like Norm Macdonald? Norm Macdonald's not even American. He's Canadian. All right, tell me where to skip ahead, and we'll go to the good bit. Okay. What's the good bit? Minute 5, minute 17, minute 38. What's the good bit, bro? What is the good bit? No. What do you mean no? Just skip? Oh, okay. We'll skip it then.
You don't need it.
Damn, I X'd the wrong window. I X'd Max's video by accident. Gomennasai. Okay, we're good now. What? Oh, there it is. You have to watch it or you won't get the joke. I have to watch 20 minutes to understand the joke? Bro, this is 2021. We all have ADHD. I don't know. I don't like stand-up comedy that much. Okay, look what you got me in my recommendations now. Look at this. You think I want this in my recommendations? Jesus. It's good humor. This is give your phone to a friend to watch a video because he thinks it's funny, but he doesn't laugh energy. Yeah. Oh, Mac is laughing. But that's what it is. I mean, that's what it's gonna be like. I like the Genius video.
York, you know, and I was alone. So anyway,
Jesus, what is that audio? Jesus. I don't know. Norm Macdonald's funny. More videos. Look, if I type in funny videos, okay? This has to be... No. I don't want no Vine, TikTok BS. Okay? You send something else? I'm kind of scared to see what... Oh, let's see what this is. It's Vine.
Who wants to get crazy for New Year's?
Ma, they following me, Ma. They following me.
Who following you?
The bugs.
The bug.
What the hell?
LeBron James. LeBron James.
LeBron James. Let me find something. Okay. Very nice. Let's see what Max sent. I don't even know what this is, bro. What is this? LeBron James. See, that's funny. 9+.
aka Lemon Demon. I'm on my sad account because I got locked out of my main account. Can you please give me your credit card information so I can buy a new microphone and continue making music? Oh my god, Neil Cicerega! Can you please give me your credit card information so I can buy a new microphone and continue making music? Oh my god! You are a fan, yes? No!
I commented no.
Please give me your credit card information.
Why do people find this type of stuff funny? It's just stupid. You need, for me personally, I like when it's like subtle humor, you know? I don't know. Unsubbed? Ah, fine. Is there a block button? Report? I'll just... I don't even know what the hell just happened. Ooh, a dance. This one should be good. Hey, this is good. This is stupid. Da 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 da. Da ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Oh. Da 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 da. This is really, really funny. This is so funny. Okay. I don't know. It's 52 seconds of it. Come on, guys. Make me laugh. Like, what's this?
An Asian guy in Texas, right? This guy, his name is Mark. He taught Pablo Francisco how to do impressions back. His stage name.
I'm sending classics.
Oh yeah, I changed the TTS. Because I'm using a different system now. What do you guys think? Should I go back to the original one? I'm sending classics. Do you like, oh, I'm sending classics? Or should I just go back to the original one? Alright, let's see. Oh, you guys sending more links. From now on, just send that in chat. It's easier to like access. Alright. This is kind of funny, actually. Jesus, I'm having an aneurysm. Bad edit. Jesus Christ. Yo, this guy got moves. Alright. We saw enough of that.
One resident describes her horrifying.
Oh, ain't nobody got time for that?
The complex is on fire.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time.
Hey.
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time.
Hey, this sounds good. I never heard this version. BB King. Oh, I love that one. This sounds good.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that. Oh, you guys sound a lot. What was that? Oh, they're going. That was beautiful. 68 million views. Wow, I heard this was there. I heard this already, bro. I heard that already, bro. Why is it showing all this information? I just want the link. There we go. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, my favorite Jew, Shia LaBeouf.
You're walking in the woods. There's
Oh,
no one around,
I've heard this song.
Out of the corner of your eye, you
I've heard this song. Surprisingly, I heard this song.
you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's
Running for your life, it's Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. No, I haven't seen the video. Yeah, I haven't seen the video. What the hell? Was he a cat? Did he eat someone?
You're hopelessly lost yourself, stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Pulling off your leg. Living to the cottage.
What? It's a weird video. That's a weird song. It's a meme. I figured. Oh, but he didn't actually eat someone, yeah? Shia LaBeouf. Save at last from Shia LaBeouf.
Blood oozing from your stump leg.
This is so professionally done.
Shia LaBeouf.
Hey, it's Butt Blaster. What's up, bro? Or not Butt Blaster. What is that? What's your new account name? I guess. Shia LaBeouf is mad hot.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless.
By the way, Blaster. Oh, Blasty Boy. Yeah, that's what it was.
You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
This was spoiled for me. I read the comment. He's the only one in the audience. This is mad weird, bro. Jesus, he looks like a serial killer. Calm down, bro. Calm down. Breathe. Breathe in and out. Just do it. Haha, see what I did there? Just do it. Alright, bro. Alright. Next video by Justin.
What would you like for breakfast, Johnny? Muffins!
Joad.
That's right.
What's up? I am late.
At Cunningham
What's up,
Muffins,
bro? How's
we
life?
know that muffins make the best breakfast.
He looks like
So
Abe
why not
Lincoln.
try
He does
all
kind of
of our
actually.
exciting new flavors.
Flavors!
Raspberry, cranberry,
What is this
apple,
fundraiser for?
cinnamon, pecan, pumpkin, nut, date nut, lemon poppy seed muffin,
Jesus, I feel like I know someone who looks like that.
banana,
Banana.
peach, strawberry,
These are the classics.
blueberry,
Going back to covering from 9 to 5.
almond, chocolate chip,
When do you
carrot,
start?
gooseberry,
When do you start the med school, bro?
fish, paperclip, ink,
Ink.
bird,
I've never seen this
shampoo,
video. Did I not have a
muffin,
childhood?
bullfrog, crickets, cigarette, Israeli-Palestinian conflict muffin,
What
bits
the
of
hell?
glass muffin. Oh,
August? Are you excited?
asbestos. I'm baking muffins
Cream?
as best as I can.
Oh, cream.
Monkey.
Best as I can.
Algero muffin. Elephant.
Who's Algero?
Newspaper. Fire.
Fire!
Imaginary muffin.
It's too many muffins, bro. Calm down.
Cartoon muffin.
Look at that animation style, bro. That's like...
Blood. What muffin would
Oh.
you like for breakfast, Johnny? I lost my appetite. You'll eat a muffin.
What the
You'll
hell
eat
is
it and
this?
like it.
The debt will be exciting. True. He's a jazz musician? This guy is a jazz musician? This is a guy? I feel like
So
these are...
try all of our delicious Cunningham muffins.
I'm not gonna try one of your...
At
muffins.
Cunningham muffins.
What is this? That's not a guy. It's a... I don't know. I
Happy
shouldn't say
birth-
because I'm not sure. And, you know, it's 2021. It's a person! Let's look at the next video. Next was Mac's video. And then Cortez sent a video, I think. Wow, I know how to put in videos. This better be amazing. I don't even know who Zava... Oh, I love that. I love that meme. Every meme you have is like a Friday Night Funkin' one. Tyler, you gonna send any videos? You're about to get canceled. That's why I went off the... Yeah. I can't get canceled, alright? You need to be big to get canceled. Shoes, shoes, watch shoes. Shoes? What's shoes? Oh, Algeroa is a jazz musician. Oh.
What did you think about the ride? It was great.
Hey, that sounds good. Ooh, she likes you, bro. Make a move. Thanks, Joanne. That's his oh. I knew that was his sister. How'd you know it was his sister? Yes, enjoy some anime. I need to catch up to a lot of anime, actually. Thanks for popping in, bro. His family's watching the interviewer interview him. Wait, what is this? This is a catchy song, bro.
There's no way I can make it down that ramp. There's no way. There's no way I can make it down that ramp without falling on my ass. There's no way. There's no way. General, I'm a ramp so fast. I don't want that.
Good
You gonna send any videos, LL? There's no way. This is so good. Change it back to Brian. You want me to change it back? Okay, I'll change it back. I was testing this out. I'll change it back for next stream. Yeah, this one doesn't sound that good, but there's just different things for it.
And the ramp was probably 10 yards long.
Oh my god.
This question is on COVID.
I think you're going to have a big surprise, a beautiful surprise.
Miss that guy. So many memes. Alright, let's see. Ramp! This guy's beast, bro. I actually like that. I should have subbed to that. Oh, shoes. That's what you said before. That's the same. Hey! I don't even know.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh my god. Cheers.
Shoes.
Let's get some shoes.
Let's get some shoes. Bro, this
Let's get some
not
shoes.
politically correct.
Cheers.
It's 2021. Told my boyfriend, let's get some food in this voice, and he looked at me like,
Oh my
what?
god. Cheers. Cheers.
What?
These shoes rule.
Let's get
These
some
shoes
food.
These
The early
shoes
2000s
rule.
were crazy. True.
These shoes suck.
You could say a lot more on the internet. For YouTube?
God,
Oh,
shit.
definitely. No,
These shoes
I don't know. I think everything exists on YouTube nowadays.
These shoes suck.
Like literally
These
anything.
shoes suck.
Like if you look up
Shut up.
I think you have too many shoes.
Shut up.
I think
Jesus,
you have too many shoes.
Shut up.
I think you have too many shoes.
Shut up. Stupid
Jesus,
boy.
Jesus.
Let's get some shit.
What's the song?
Let's party.
I Will Survive. I love this one. But not like this. True.
These shoes are $300. These shoes are $300.
These shoes are $300.
Let's get them.
Jesus. Does he still make or does this person still make videos?
This style runs small. I don't think you're gonna fit. I mean, your fade are kind of bag.
Kind of bad. 5 months ago. Just fundraiser.
Oh, by the way, bitch.
Let you know you care about them for cry. What? The hell is this, bro? What am I watching? Because this is amazing. Can you like DM me more of this? This is actually so cool. It's about shoes, and like I wear shoes sometimes.
Those shoes are mine, bitch. Give me those fucking shoes, bitch.
Jesus Christ. How did they get that? Look at that, like, look at that color. That just looks so good. Like, this deserves so much more than 6 million views. I'm kidding. Please don't send me any of that. This was amazing. I think I've shown this on stream once, but this is amazing. So good. I was dying when I was younger watching this.
First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong. And now I'm how to get along.
Jelly Bean. Nice. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love this video. Thank you.
I will survive.
I love this video. Okay, let's get to the next. You guys keep sending them, so let's get to the next video. You sent it. Is that? Oh, you're making the joke. Is that a JoJo reference? That went over my head. Bro, I don't even watch JoJo's, and that was funny. That was pretty hot. Some sexy stuff you guys are sending me. It's not November, but Jesus, these videos are so good. I like the music theme that's going on. Saucy?
A boy,
Yeah.
a hero, a never-ending, throbbing friendship. I love my daddy.
What? Like as a dad?
An oversized sword, running and fighting for destiny. Revenge and power, glory and honor. Anthropomorphic furries.
Hey, furries.
The cringe. Titans for my parents. I love my daddy. Potato, watermelon, potato, watermelon, potato, watermelon.
This reminds me of me when I was younger. Hey! True. Is daddy. And I love my daddy. Beautiful. A little cringe. But not the worst thing I've seen today. Not the worst thing we've seen today. This is the worst thing we will see today. This video.
Listen, repealing Obamacare is not going to be easy. Passing a simple flat tax and abolishing the IRS is not going to be easy. But if we stand with the American people, we can do it.
I love when they make edits like this, bro.
Thank you for including me in the debate. Governor Bush, I want to... Yes. Yeah. You have said illegal immigrants, quote, broke the law. What does that mean to you, and how does that inform your approach to immigration reform? Great question.
Jim is a mess.
Jeb Bush is the weakest person on the stage by far. Jeb is a waste, and everybody knows it. He is so weak. It's laughable.
I don't know why these are so funny to me.
Jeb is a mess.
They're so dumb.
Jeb is a
But like good type of dumb. I don't know.
Jeb is a mess.
Jeb is a big fat mistake.
Oh,
I gotta tell you, this is just crazy, huh? This is just nuts, okay? Jeez, oh man. Jeez, oh man.
This is the standard operating procedure to disparage me. That's fine. I don't really.
Excuse me, Jeb. Jeb is a big fat mess.
Okay, Governor Bush.
They got the echo in there. It's like, excuse me, Jeb.
I should be president is. Great question. The reason why I should be president, I feel like.
Excuse me, Jeb. Excuse me, Jeb. Excuse me,
Jeb.
Jeb.
He would take his pants off and moon everybody. Nasty guy.
What?
Nasty guy. Jeb.
Wait, did Trump actually say that? Wait, did he actually say that? I remember watching the debates at the time. I'm pretty sure. He'll moon everybody. There's no way he said that. Oh, poor Jeb indeed. I felt bad for him, bro, when I was
You want to
watching.
talk about weakness? It's weak to disparage women. It's weak to disparage Hispanics.
I don't.
It's weak to denigrate the disabled. And it's really weak to call John McCain a loser because he was a.
I never called him. I don't call
That
him
is
a-
outrageous. He's an American hero.
He also
The simple
said
fact
about
is,
language.
I've laid out my plans.
He said
as it
about
relates to
language. For
immigration.
language. 2 days ago, he said he would take his pants off and moon everybody, and that's fine. Nobody reports that. He gets up and says that, and then he tells.
Oh,
people,
he said that.
my
He said
language is a
that.
little
All right, it's still funny though.
Nasty guy. I want to tell you, I don't often
Yeah.
agree with Marco, and I don't often agree with Ted, but I get along with everybody. But I say this every night, every day, every afternoon, and it's so true. Jeb is a mess.
I should make videos like this instead of Pokemon videos.
Jeb is a big fat mess.
That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Oh, I'm crying. That was so beautiful. All right, my name is John Dacre.
This has been a nice time for me. This year, I have made 55 years teaching in this town. And for the students on this show tonight, go to the First United Methodist Church. That includes me. I go to First United Methodist Church. Reverend Jones.
I'm a
Bill
Christian
Jones
at this
was on
church,
last time, and
she
he's
said.
not here tonight.
I'm
so
daddy?
John
Aw, that's
Baker's
sweet.
here.
Thank you.
Bob Spencer.
Wait,
Michelle
what? I'm not
Casey
daddy.
and I all go to First United Methodist Church. So John is going to sing a song that's very popular nowadays, and it's Christ the Lord is risen today, and he's going to do
It's
a
so
more
messed up, bro. I
okay?
can understand her.
My name is John Dacre. Lord is risen today.
Hey.
Hallelujah.
Hey.
Some men and
An angel say hallelujah. It's your voice and drums of fire. He looks so depressed. Jesus. Jeb Minecraft? Oh, is that a Jeb Minecraft video? I don't even know what that means. Bro, I can't get the taste of the jelly bean out of my mouth. Amore. 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 Oh, he forgot the words. I feel bad for John Dacre. That's not his name, right? He didn't study, bro. You gotta study for this type of stuff. Damn, she's thick. No, that's wrong.
know that you feel some more. But you see back in
old Napoli.
That's some more.
Jesus. Look at those eyes. God damn, bro. What the hell happened to him? This just took me out of life right there. Excuse me.
The line is baked in a buttery, flaky crust.
Oh, I've seen this.
Baked on a buttery crust.
The first time I saw this, I died of laughter. I don't know why.
Baked in a buttery
But
flavored
yeah,
crust.
I saw this years ago.
Baked in a buttery flavored crust. Crust. Yeah.
Baked in a buttery flaky crust. Baked in a buttery flaky crust.
Here we go. Baked in a buttery crispy crust. Flaky. I like flaky over here.
She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Baked in a buttery. Okay. Baked in a buttery.
Look at her face, bro.
Crispy crust.
She's like, bro, how?
Flaky.
I thought I said okay. Baked in a buttery flaky crust.
You should have had me do that.
Oh yeah, she does that good.
Baked in a buttery flaky.
At least he's honest, bro. He's like, she does that
Baked
good.
in a buttery
You don't have to watch it
crispy
at all?
crust.
It's okay.
God damn it, crispy. Okay.
We don't have billions of videos in queue, so it's fine.
Crispy. Flaky.
And I like this video. It's a good video.
Baked in a buttery flaky crust. Did I screw up again?
Yes, you did.
I did. Baked in a buttery flaky.
These victim Audrey.
Flaky.
At the Republicans 20. Disgusting.
Baked in a buttery flaky crust.
Hey.
Ah.
Baked in a bait. Oops.
She messed up. Did he say yeah, boy?
Baked in
Did he say yeah?
Oops.
Yeah, boy.
Baked in a
Yeah,
buttery
boy. That's funny, bro.
Baked in a buttery flaky crust.
Yahoo.
Yahoo. They're probably dead now. They're probably dead. Club Penguin is so good.
Where were you when Club Penguin died?
I was at home nutting to my step brother. Wait, how'd they know? Are they gonna show a video of...
I was at the house
Oh my god, no!
eating Dorito.
I was not eating Dorito.
HMM. I wondered who that could be.
HMM.
No.
It's so stupid, bro. When as I said before, I lose brain cells every time I stream. Without exception. Without exception. English, it's 8 seconds. What the hell? Yo, I have the same bow.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
I wasn't ready for that, bro. That's a good one.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
That is I can see why that's your favorite Vine. You want to see my favorite Vine, guys? I think I've shown it before, but I'll show you guys. Don't read anything. Don't look at chat for the next 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Don't look. 2. Wait, don't look. Don't even look, because the title gives it away, okay? Shit. It'll just be given away. Alright, just watch. The first time I saw that, I was dying, bro. Because I didn't expect it, right? It was like, boom! That's so funny. Anyway. Your favorite Vine was pretty good, too. Cannot show history? What? I was trying to paste a link.
Right up them, yeah. You let it go right up
Jelly
them,
bean.
Just can't
Bro,
touch
I've
them.
seen this. We've seen this together like 2 weeks ago. Jews, am I right? Ew. I don't know if we watched this together or I just watched it.
Hello, little closer.
We were together in school, me and him. He went his own way. Just standing here.
Okay.
Standing
For a
here.
couple minutes.
So how long do you know this man?
Look at his face.
30
man.
years you've been together.
He's like,
You've been
he's
to
like,
school where?
School? Kensington. Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
Kensington together?
He does look like
And
Hogwarts.
you've learned. Did you learn martial arts together?
Yeah.
And
Jesus, there were two of me when I zoomed in. You have to fix that.
He was never talkative. I remember in school, he used to sit by himself and read books. I was just this guy fooling around and having fun. He was just reading. You were asking questions, you answer with his head. Yeah, no, yeah, no.
He's smiling.
Is that a name? Shake of a head is not a name. Please say your name. And by recess, you know, you're just this guy just hanging out. His mother always picked him up from school. You know, he's that type of guy until he was 20. His mother picked him up from school.
He's smiling. The zoom in, bro. I've seen that before and it's still funny, bro.
Yango, dance for the camera. Yango, dance for the camera.
Yango. I've never heard that name. And then he like walks back in or something. I remember that.
Has you really been far? Even as decided to use even go want to look more like?
You DM'd me this like the other day.
100 inside the details for. Go further and even more decided to use. You can really be far as decided twice as much to use and go wish for it. When you
True.
decide far even once to use and go want, then get really far even as decided to use and look more like and go after. It's just common sense. Apply today.
It's just common sense. That's the best part.
Samir Mishra returns.
Come on, you got this.
Numbnut.
What? Numbnuts? What?
Numna. Why is that funny?
Numbnut is a felt or sheepskin pad placed between a horse's back and the saddle to prevent chafing.
Oh, it's like nom nom.
Can I say it and then you say it?
Yeah.
Numbna.
Oh, numna.
You weren't insulting me.
That wasn't that
What
funny.
number comes
This
between 2?
Bro, the first time I saw this video, guys, I don't know if you guys seen this. This is good.
What number comes between 2 and 4? Beetlejuice.
25. Wait a minute,
Hold
Beetlejuice.
it.
I want you to think about
Think about it. Don't blurt out your answer. What number comes between 2 and 4?
2 and 4.
I haven't seen the Interstellar meme version.
Start
but-
from 1.
The prophecy is true.
That's kind of messed up. Come on. Just let him answer it. You don't gotta be so mean. This is so stupid. This is 2018. Damn. Well, I guess Interstellar.
All right. Is that your final answer?
36.
36 is your final answer?
Yeah, 36.
The original is.
That's not it. Let's go to Gary the retard. What number between 2 and 4?
Whoa. I don't even know the contents. Context is there. But the original is just, it hits you. Things that come out of nowhere where you don't expect it is just so good. All right, let's watch the video you sent.
Hens don't have to mate to lay eggs. As long as there's no rooster
corner.
in the vicinity, the eggs will remain unfertilized and edible.
What?
The color of the shell is determined by the breed of hen. But there's no pecking order when it comes to shell color. White or brown, all eggs are the same inside.
Wait, what?
The action begins in the hen prison, where chickens begin laying eggs when they're 19 days old. The building is well
Damn.
insulated, ensuring the temperature hovers around a comfortable 120 degrees. To stimulate laying,
I'm getting kinda
fluorescent
hungry.
lighting simulates 23 hours of daylight.
Wait.
Hens that can't lay enough eggs within this period are ground into food mulch and then fed to the other
Jesus.
chickens to promote cost efficiency.
No way, bro. They feed hens to hens? It's kind of hot, but like, do hens eat each other? Oh, Jesus. It can happen normally, naturally. Oh, it's amazing. Well, apparently it could happen. Look at this. When pressure occurs within the flock, pecking can increase in aggression and escalate to cannibalism. Shit. But I guess they're not like normally eating each other. I know it was a meme. I know it was a meme.
Gatorade from tubes attached to their cages, providing them with the electrolytes they need to power through the day.
If I kept hearing and I heard the Gatorade part, I would know. It was a meme. Okay. I would know.
The eggs laid by the chickens slide onto a conveyor belt, which takes them to a conveyor belt. Which takes them to a conveyor belt.
Which takes them to a conveyor belt. That's what he's gonna say. Watch.
Which takes them
Pre-watched.
to a conveyor belt.
Bro, 3 times the charm. That's what. That's how you make good comedy, supposedly.
Some eggs are covered with hen droppings upon retrieval. These eggs are separated and then shipped to markets to be sold as organic.
Oh, my head is here, so we'll keep that. We'll keep it like that.
The eggs are placed into plastic holders and shipped to a grading center, which will judge.
Wait, that's literally a comedy thing, though. Sorry. 3. Repeat joke. 3 times comedy. See? The rule of 3. Bro, I'm a genius, bro. I am a freaking genius. Oh, no, wait. This is different. Nah, this is different. And this is way too much. This is way too much reading. Nah, this is different. That is not what I meant. But
the
anyway.
eggs by quality.
Well, yes, I grew up on a farm. But the video is a parody. Fair enough.
The best grade A eggs end up in supermarket shelves. The rest are brought to the local recycling center, where they are mashed together into high-quality motor oil.
Why am I watching this like it's real? Like, bro, the music makes it sound like it's legit. Jesus Christ. This is how misinformation is spread.
High-tech and high-speed, able to process up to 1,000 eggs per year.
Jesus, 1,000 eggs?
First, a suction machine.
Wait, 1,000 eggs per year? That sounds like not a lot. I did not get COD Vanguard.
And slightly
I've heard that it was good. Josh told me Dark
for too
Italian, someone who used to frequent the channel when we were playing Call of Duty here a lot. I don't know if you were around at the same time, Cortez. I think you know him, right? He told me that it looks pretty good. So I think I might get it during Black Friday. I'm just gonna buy a couple of stuff. I want to get Mario Party during Black Friday too, and start playing with you guys during weekends and like other streamers and stuff. I don't know yet, but yeah, I want to make that a thing. If you want to join that, Justin, also, if you're gonna get Mario Party, or, you know. But yeah.
Once transferred, a special incubation machine stimulates the embryo inside the egg.
Oh, it's being stimulated
and writhe within its exo-womb. Shortly after, the eggs are superheated to near molten temperatures, which liquefies the life inside, producing the egg's signature runny texture.
Hey. Alright, I get it.
Serve absolutely no other purpose.
It's funny, but it's too much for me. Do you guys know this one? Excuse me. Oh, why did I click the second link? I'm such a loser. If you haven't watched Waterboy, it's a classic. You gotta watch it. Adam Sandler. Woof. Woof? I am an old... Am I an old man?
Bobby! Water sucks. Gatorade is better. What? Use it on the field.
Oh, this is great.
Gatorade not only quenches your thirst better, It tastes better too, idiot.
You're drinking the wrong water.
Gatorade.
The raid.
H2O.
Oh, so good, bro.
H2O.
Water sucks.
It really, really sucks.
Water sucks. It really, really
I love Waterboy, bro.
You're bad people.
Yo, he's a beast footballer, though. Jesus, he's a beast. And that voiceover, just beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see some Vanguard gameplay until we get more links in here, since some people have been mentioning Call of Dudes.
Kill confirmed. Eliminate all hostiles. Take your time and remember.
It's so dark. I don't like when the games have dark maps. Damn, that guy was so lost. Reload your gun, bro. Oh my god. He spent like half an hour to reload. It looks... I don't know, it just looks like another game. To me, it didn't look that good. Yeah. It doesn't look special. Like, I can see them trying to go for the World War II aesthetic or whatever, but... It depends how the game feels, though. I didn't like how Cold War felt. It took me like 2 days of game time just to get used to it, but... Yo, I like Modern Warfare series the most. This one was Sledgehammer? Yeah. Wait, which one makes Black Ops again? Where's that, Treyarch? I like Infinity Ward, I think, the most. Because that's the one that made the Modern Warfare series until recently, right? Like, Modern Warfare I thought was an amazing game, except for the maps. I don't like the maps much, but it felt so good. Same? Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like consistently too. Like Black Ops games just feel a bit different. I want to see how snipers... Jesus, look at the dislikes. Oh my god. Would be nice to see something different. Huh, people don't like it. Oh, that's interesting. This is IGN, but... Modern Warfare 2 is still my favorite. Modern Warfare 3 is my favorite, but... I can acknowledge the many bad parts of it. Modern Warfare 2 is good, too. I didn't grow up as much with Modern Warfare 2, though.
I'm a mama.
Wait, what?
You're a mama, Jenny.
I'm a mama.
You are a mama, Jenny.
His name's Forrest.
What a stupid name. Forrest.
I named him after his daddy.
He got a daddy named Forrest too.
You're his
Come on, Forrest. You're the daddy, bro. That's funny. That's funny. That's actually pretty funny. They could have timed it better. They could have timed it better. I was running. Oh, I just realized that's what he was saying there.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Why, what brought you here today? What are you doing here? Do you need something?
Well, what does it say on my name tag?
I don't know, sir. I'm illiterate.
Okay, well, I'll read it out for you.
What is this?
Okay?
Thank you.
I'm so confused.
Is that an F or a Q?
Sir, I don't
can't
know.
read
I
your
just
own
told
name
you I'm
tag?
illiterate. Are you illiterate too, sir?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of illiterate, I'm here to
yeah.
spread awareness for illiterate people.
I would love to hear about that.
Absolutely. It says
Just please
right
don't hand me
here
papers.
on this pamphlet. It says.
You want me to look at it?
This is like old style Call of Duty videos.
Thank you.
It took me so long to realize the punchline to this. It pisses me off.
That's funny.
I have no idea. Is this even
No,
English?
give it back to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Right here.
I don't know.
Are
It's
these
like
people
some-
in game
some
talking?
Japanese mumbo
Oh,
jumbo.
this is CS:GO.
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
think
is
they're
CS:GO.
messing with you, man. I don't know if you're
Okay,
actually
no,
here
no,
to do anything.
this is from a it's from the Department of Illiterate Resources.
Honey, who's at the door?
I think it's like the
Hold on, sweetie.
it's called like the FDA.
I'm so
FDA, I believe.
confused.
Here, I think. Are you home? Hello?
Yeah, who
Can you
is
come
it?
To the,
Who is it?
He's talking about illiteracy. Can you come see?
Oh.
I can't read. You remember, right?
Okay, all right.
You want to come see what's
This
going
is so fake.
Hi there. Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
Good. I'm not retarded. You don't have to talk like that. I'm illiterate, and I'm here to spread
Oh,
awareness.
that's so great. Oh,
That's
yeah,
funny.
You got there?
You're still talking like that. You're still talking like I'm not a human being.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
do you know-
Yeah.
Let me just change up my tone. Hi.
Okay. Keep going.
Honey,
This was my dream when I was younger in, I guess, high school, yeah. I wanted to make a YouTube channel with a group of friends and just talk, and then I would edit it like this. But none of my friends, only one friend, he bought like the thing to make videos, and back then it was harder. But he never went through with it, and I was alone. And I made some videos. I have a bunch of different channels, but yeah, I wanted a group of friends to do it.
honey, is this good?
I've never heard of
fucking-
them, no.
I'm illiterate.
Oh,
I'm not
Fitz.
deaf.
I think I've heard of
I'm
Fitz.
illiterate.
Yeah.
Why don't you just hand me a couple of those pamphlets and
I
we'll
think I know
look
who
over
Fitz
them?
is.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
here you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is on these? This is just a bunch of. This doesn't make any sense.
Is it actually not English?
No, this is just a bunch of scribbly lines, and it appears there's a stick figure drawing in the top left corner. Is that you? Is that you, sir?
No.
Who is that?
That's that's you. I
That's
drew
me?
that for you.
Okay,
Yeah.
and why is there a knife in her stomach? What is that? What is that?
Get away from the door.
Stupid.
I'm sorry.
Sir,
what was
please
that?
get out of my house. Sir,
What?
please get out of my
Huh?
house.
This is
Get
so
out of my house.
stupid.
No, it's
Sir?
fine. I'm here to talk to you
It's
about
so
being illiterate.
fake.
Because you
Sir,
can't.
please just
you
get out of my house.
can't
I
be
don't feel
illiterate.
comfortable.
You can't be illiterate
Please,
if
sir,
you're
sir,
dead.
sir.
If you're fucking dead.
Please,
you
no.
You can't be illiterate. Yeah.
Charlie, be careful.
I mean, that's true. That was so dumb, bro. That was so dumb. This is great. I don't know if you guys have heard this.
President.
Oh.
I do voices. And other shit too.
I want to thank all Americans for pulling
This
together,
channel
for
is
coming
great.
together, for doing what they have to do. It's been incredible. It's been inspirational. All over the world, people have found ways to cope with the current quarantine situation. I've been playing
shrooms, like all of it.
Frankly, I'd say I'm probably up there with some of the best. I've been playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and quite frankly, I'd say I'm probably up there with some of the best players.
This is great.
Without further ado, here is some of the gameplay I've captured this week.
You think you can just eat shrooms, like all of it, and then be cool, like if it's weed or something?
Hello, people. How do I join in on this wonderful conversation you're having? How do I join in?
Bro, shut the f up, hey, come sit here.
I'm your president. You better watch your mouth before I kick your ass.
This nigga really shut up, bro. Hey, Azure, do you have a fucking YouTube channel?
Yes, it's called whitehouse.gov. We went live stream today. It was great.
He gets so into character, it's great. I don't know if you guys know who this is. He's Azurus. He actually got a part for Family Guy, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what happened with that. This was a couple of years ago. Yeah. He's Cleveland on Family Guy. Literally, he got known from YouTube, which is actually pretty cool and insane if you think about it. Yeah, this is great.
They should a movie, bro.
This nigga pretty good, bro. Okay, guys, I'm gonna follow you. I'm not the best player in Call of Duty. I'm great at Battlefield, the best at Battlefield. Call of Duty, that's something new for me, I can tell you. Let's see what class I think
He
I'm
does
gonna go with.
the accent
You know,
really
this-
good.
This is a great class. MAGA Lord Zerif, I gotta say your clan tag is absolutely beautiful. I love it.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do it all for you. Yeah,
Look at my African American over here, people. Look at him.
I think he's British. You don't see the flag?
Of course I see the flag, Barack.
Yeah, he does Obama also. What happened to the old Cleveland? Or wait, has he always been? No, he just got the part recently. This video came out like last year. So it's not really old YouTube, but it's like old YouTube style. I don't know. Old Cleveland. That sounds weird to look up. Old Cleveland's Family Guy. Will take over the role of Brown. His name is Brown? From Mike Henry, who's white. I didn't even know that. Why was Cleveland written off? He'll leave the role to allow a black actor to play that character. Oh, there you go. He stepped down for a black character to run the character. Ooh, it's from a playlist. I know YouTube like the back of my hand, which I don't know very well, but
It's
like
red,
index
white,
equals
and
4.
blue. What
means it's from
country has a red,
playlist.
white, and blue flag?
You got Puerto Rico, Australia.
Wrong. America. Okay, great.
Wrong.
Absolutely terrific job.
Donald, how do you know that?
We had a wet t-shirt contest last spring. It was great.
But yeah, you guys should check it out if you want. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that it's funny the first time, then after, what the hell, bro? Is this TOS friendly? Welcome to my old YouTube channel. Wait, this is you? No way, this is you? Wait, is this actually you? Puppy love. Yo, I'm subscribing and hitting the bell notification, baby.
Hey, Joker, I have a pistol. Me and my homies were thinking that we would
Me and my homies are thinking. 301 views. Oh, that was back then where 301 views would be like the this was back in the day. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but 301 views would be like, it would be bugged. It would be like a bugged number of views.
your weapon. And when I use weapon training, oh.
Jesus, that quality is amazing. I never understood, drop your weapon, but I'm already holding a weapon. I could just shoot you. You have no hostage. You should have thought of that, Justin. Come on. Well, which one are you? I know how you look now, but...
Is that beer from the last night?
Is that beer from last night? Jesus, bro. I'm Joker? Oh, nice. This is so weird to look at. But it's 11 years. Oh, this looks like one of my friends from high school. Whoa, you got some stuff that can make you, that could cancel you here, bro. Yo, when Smosh used to be a thing. Damn, what video would you recommend? The extreme water gun fight. At least you had friends that were willing to do this stuff with you. Actually, I had one friend I made some videos with. You guys want to see it? This wasn't that long ago either. Bro, you better upload more videos, man. I subscribed with the bell notification. Jesus Christ! Amazing. The Horde. Puppy love. So do you like puppies? What the hell? You have 111 videos? 15k views, not bad, bro. Actually, I'm just gonna sort by most popular, alright? And not watch that one. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sort by most popular and not watch you couch wrestling. The Horde. Okay, this better be amazing. This better be like Ludwig Ogren, XQC style. Ricky Gervais. Aw, you got 5 dislikes. Aw. This is so dumb, bro. Classic comedy. Only 5? True. This is 2010, bro. Oh, Zombieland. When Zombieland came out, I remember that movie, I think.
Hey, don't come any closer.
Hey, don't come any closer. I would say it's not nice making fun of kids, but it's you. So it's okay. Well, one of you. One of them is you.
The lights on. There's one right there. Don't.
Alright, you want to see some quality content? Alright.
What's your name?
Ooh, Zoe, a girl? Or it's a guy. I got you another like, bro. Here, you want to see some quality content? This is some quality content, okay? This is one of my videos. No money is intended to be made by this video. Only for entertainment purposes. Volume is a bit messed up, sorry for that. First few words are low, then rest is very loud, up till in the middle. It is softer again. Sorry. Damn, we got so many likes here. Damn, I'm not even subscribed. Actually, I don't want to subscribe. What the hell? It was your sister? Oh. Why is every girl in these videos happen to be the sister of the person? Alright, this is terrible. Okay, this is terrible. But this was my first YouTube channel. Jesus Christ. Okay. I had more videos, but I actually had some videos like hit. If you guys know Legend of Korra, Avatar. When the new thing came out, the new trailer, I put it up, and then they removed it, but it had like 15K views. And then also I had a video with like I had videos that were popping a bit, but my dad got mad. He's like, "Don't put your face on the internet." And then I deleted them. I had with my brother on it also. We used to record gaming videos by me holding the camera to the TV. Yep. One of your videos was 3 million? Wait, can you send your channel, bro? Send it through, bro. Cortez. I agree. Let's go. You gotta like the comment. You could like your own comment. It's kind of dumb. Look, Modern Warfare 3, 9 years ago. Jesus. Throwing knife kill. Knife. They're all using guns, too. This is infected. Boom. 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 I missed that guy. You could ignore that. I was a beast. You gonna go watch a video? Okay. What else is... Oh, my dog. Yo! Pokemon streamer since day one? Pokemon streamer since day one, guys?
Hey guys, this is my first tutorial of Pokemon White.
Ah, so cringe.
And yeah, you won't have to worry about going to the wrong place because I've played this game before, so.
This is so bad, bro. How did I think this was good? Oh, I'm such a dumb child. Hey, I always pick grass because I like green. Green's my favorite color. So cute? Nah, so nasty, bro. Bro, why you think a kid is cute? That's kind of sus. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Am I even talking? I love to talk. Why aren't I talking? Oh, I think I wanted to show the dialogue, so I didn't want to ruin it with my talking. I used to be so self-conscious of my voice. These are the best videos, though. If it loads. Wait, it sounds dumb in 2 times speed. This is my son. He's still alive. Jesus, he was annoying. Oh no, he wasn't barking. Oh, look at that monitor, bro. Jesus, that's what YouTube used to look like, guys? I don't remember that at all. I put a video of him barking. I put a different video of him and he ran and he heard it. Such a smart dog. Isn't that crazy? Oh my god. Made up song. I remember the comment on this. Let me see if it's... Oh, there's no comment? There was a comment somewhere. Maybe it was on Instagram or something. Someone's like, it sounds like a Pornhub song or something. Alright, let's check out your song. Why is it green? I don't know. I don't remember that. Green YouTube. Green YouTube. When YouTube was green. Why is the screen green on YouTube? The green screen problem while watching is usually, oh, Maybe it was a problem with my computer, or maybe that's just how it was back then. I don't even know. All right, enough about me and my weird channels. I have other channels too. I love how everyone has a YouTube channel, bro. Hey! This is a mashup. Thanks for watching. Wait, I don't get it. Superstar Smash Bros. Saga. Oh, you're like combining two things. Oh, and Mario and Luigi Superstars for Game Boy Advance. Ah, that's cool. Is this a legit thing? 3 million views. Superstar Saga with Smash for Wii U. That's cool, bro. Let's check out your channel. Hey, nice banner. Professional YouTuber over here. What made you stop? Sort by most popular. 150K. Yo, you could have been big, bro. You could have been big. I just edited it with the buttons and sounds. Oh, nice. Solo team kill with Genji. Hey, Overwatch. I remember Overwatch days. I was pretty good at it myself. What's your oldest video? 6 years ago. That's not that long ago. Well, I mean it is, but tutorials. Channels. About? That's crazy. Yo, can you give me some advice? I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I don't have editing software anymore. You could probably get some free ones. The Smash Greninja montage is pretty good. It better be good. I mean, obviously it's pretty good. It has 150,000 views. Get out of here. Patience. So easy. Gonna land, joking, lol. Why am I reading it? That ruins it. You have good timing. I tried to hire an editor for TikToks a couple of months ago just to see how it is, to see if it's like a good idea or whatever. And this guy had the worst timing. Like, let's say you jump right here, or peekaboo. You wrote peekaboo, like that was nice. He would write peekaboo now. And I was like, bruh. You know? You forgot you put the hit markers in? Yeah. Timing is definitely a lot, yeah. Yeah. I love editing that type of stuff. If the Pokemon videos weren't like 30 minutes long, they would be edited better, I think. But yeah. I love that type of stuff. It's so fun. Nerf Greninja. And it's cool because when you watch something that you edited yourself, you kind of are reminded of like, oh yeah, I remember when I did this or I did that. Oh, this took me so long. Oh, this, you know, it's cool. Just to be safe. That's cool. Greninja Hydro Pump montage. Sick. I don't understand how you don't have more subscribers. Aww. Probably because he's a self-absorbed loser. Aww. Is that your friend? This is cool. Well, I think we're gonna end the stream right here, actually. With this video. Oh, actually, no. Let's check out Arse Blaster's channel. Y'all are huge. You guys are huge YouTubers, except me and Justin. Stop. Let's finish this video. Let's be respectful. Let's give it a dislike so you could have 69. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't unfollow, please. Arse Blaster. My name is Guy, and I like to play video games. That's not the Arse Blaster I know. Whoa. Well, I'll check this out after stream. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I'll see y'all Monday. Have a great weekend. And Monday we're gonna have some cool stuff going on. Well, not really, but we're gonna have some new stuff on screen. Like if you look at the top left right now, okay? Watch. I'm gonna reset it. I don't know if you guys paid attention. It's kind of cool. But 3, 2, 1. Boom. Watch this. Yo. Look at the top left. It's gonna go like, psha. Isn't that cool? All right. Good night, bro. Good night, everyone. Good night, Cortez. Or good day. And yeah. Isn't that cool?